We are here today with Justin Burns. Justin, welcome back to the show. It's been too long.
Yeah. Glad to see you again, brother. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here. I haven't spoken to you in years, and the reason is it seems like you've been off. You're not doing product launch after product launch, like a lot of people we know. You've actually been using a method in order to allow yourself to travel the world. I know that you've been going from country to country, using this method primarily as your income creating machine, which you're going to actually show us proof of that today in this interview. I'm going to go ahead and read off the headline for this. It says, while Facebook, Google, and TikTok destroy businesses overnight, the algorithm-proof PDF method takes just 30 minutes daily, but generates $500 to $5,000 like clockwork, regardless of platform changes. Master just one simple skill and escape tech platform control forever. So it's a little bit of a longer headline, but what I'm seeing here is PDFs, $500 to $5,000 a day and just 30 minutes. So it looks good. Bring us into this. What's this all about, and why should we be excited?
Yeah. So, one of the most exciting times when things kind of come full circle, right? So I've been doing this since like 2008, 2009. And one of the main things, because video wasn't like, prevalent, all these different things, like most people made money with simple PDFs,
Hmm.
ebooks, right? So
Yep,
like, I don't know if you remember like ClickBank, right? ClickBank is still
I do.
around, of course. And ClickBank was like the rage because you could just put up a simple page, not all this complicated funnel stuff and whiz bang, all these different methods. You could put up simple PDFs and people were making millions of dollars. That was my first exposure to it. Fast forward years later, I was doing a lot of like course consultant, right? We have a course platform. We were doing course consultant for a lot of people, and there was all this complication, filming video, all these different things. And I personally do not like posting to social media. I'm not a social media guy, right? If you go to my social media, you'll see I update like once every, just so often, right? But then about maybe like a couple years ago, or should I say like 3 or 4 years ago, when AI was starting to kind of, take off,
Hmm.
I realized I was like, wait a second, courses were sort of starting to slow down. I said to myself, I was like, man, like we need a method to be able to generate sales really fast, right? So we started testing all the type different methods like video and challenges and webinars started to take a hit and all these different things. And I said, well, people always want to solve different problems, right? And they want to be like PDFs have been around for the last 20 years, like good old reliable. So I said, I talked to the team and I said, let's start building these PDFs, these simple PDFs or pressing problems around our niche, right? We had a software. And
Hmm.
so, like, instead of just selling straight to the software, let's create these PDFs. Let's take AI, right? And let's enhance them, make them better. All right. So, step one, right? Here's how like me and my team did it. Step one, we found different type of market demographics, different niches. And so to kind of like help us, and there's so many niches out there that have over 100,000,
Hmm.
200, 300,000 people daily searching for problems to whatever it is they're trying to solve. Then what we did was which we're going to step two, we found say like a PLR or a white label product that was already created, had all the premise, right? Or we decided to do it from scratch. And then what we did was we used AI to enhance it, okay? And we started to sell it. Okay, so we sell it
Can
for
I ask you a
say like
question? Like
five.
usually when I hear PLR, usually it has a negative connotation to it. PLR is usually people say it's like bad, it's been just thrown together. Is that your the thing that you usually use? Do you use like the crappy PLR stuff, or do you usually make it from scratch with the AI? How do you normally do that?
So it really just depends. I think you can once you research what people are, the problems that they're having, right? You kind of know based on the search intent that you're kind of having. What you do is you can go out there to different kind of platforms, different sites, and some of
Hmm.
them already have things that are already together, right? And they
Okay.
already have ratings. So, for example, let's say you go to Etsy. Let's just take example the platform Etsy. Etsy has so many different products. They already have guides. And we're not just talking about ebooks, right? When I talk about PDFs, Some of them are just simple guides because, see, what we think is people pay for information. People don't want information. People want their problems to be solved very,
Mhm.
very fast. So that's why we create guides. A lot of times we create something called guides that are sometimes they're very short, sometimes they're 5 pages, sometimes they're 10 pages. It really just depends. A lot of times we're not creating these 200, 300 page gigantic
Because no one
Amazon
wants
books.
to read that, right?
Nobody's going to read that, right? Very few. Let me say this. Some
Yeah.
people will read it, but very small amount of people will do it. But if you give someone a answer to their most pressing problem in a very, very short, concise way, people will buy that. And so what a lot of times what will happen is we take it, we go to a platform like Etsy, we find, say, like a PDF, and then we'll make it better. But then the fourth step is something that's amazing because we're living in the AI agent time, right? We were in the prompting phase, but now we're moving into an amazing phase, which is having AI agents create the create the content around this particular guide or this PDF, and then having the AI agent sell it, post videos, the things that I hate. Like I said earlier in the interview, right? I don't like posting, getting on camera, doing a bunch of videos. So we've had AI agents do all of this for us and actually sell it for us, and it's been amazing.
When I hear like AI agents, I think bots. I don't think of something that can like sell for me as far as like making videos and stuff. Explain a little bit about more how that works. Like I understand like we're creating the content, we're either kind of like spinning other people's content and making it better, and then we are or not necessarily spinning, but we're enhancing it, making it better. And then you've got these AI agents that are selling it for us. How are they driving traffic? Like through like video marketing? Like where's the traffic coming from?
Yeah, so there's a few ways to do it, and you have to look at the way that most people look at AI agents is like you said, they're bots. But in reality, they're agents, right? They go out there and they perform a specific task that you tell it to do, and it actually is way, way better than even hiring people. I saw this quote. A guy said this the other day. This like billionaire kind of like what do you call it, venture capitalist. He said in the next like 5 years or so, you're gonna see a lot of 1 to 5 people companies that are doing billions of dollars in revenue, and that's
Mm.
because of AI agents. Because I can literally create an AI agent for different, like for me, I have about 4 or 5 agents promoting one PDF. For example, we set it up in one page, right? And we take it live. And then I have one, AI agent that is a research agent. It goes out there and just like I talked about, researches the problems that the market has.
Okay.
Give me all of the data. Then we feed that to another AI agent that's a social media agent. So that social media agent is responsible for taking the research, and you could do this really cool. You can set up a team where they actually connect. They're actually working together like actual people. It's crazy, right? So you take the research from this AI agent, and that AI agent will then create some social media banners and content. And actually, the crazy thing about AI agents is they can actually post on platforms, right? So I can give my AI agent access to say Canva. Let's take an
Mhm.
example for social media. Let's say I want to post on social media. That's how you can get traffic. You post on social media and you want to post some videos, you post to TikTok, you post to these different platforms. Well, my AI agent could take some research, right? I can feed it my PDF guide and I can say, this is what we're trying to sell. Create some simple, social media post, right? And so we know that the more you post, the more that you're going to get traffic, you're going to get buyers. The problem is that you shouldn't be posting 3 or 4 times a day. It absolutely sucks. We don't have a lot of time. Well, now you can have an AI agent get access to your Canva account. They can come up with some content that you approve.
Mhm.
Then they will create the actual banners for it. They will get access to your social media account and they will post it for you. Now, you can approve all of this stuff. It doesn't have to be automatic. But once you get into a flow, it could post 3, 4, 5 times a day. And hang on one second. We're both having some.
Internet's being
This
fun
did.
today.
It is being fun, right? Hold on one second. Let me just. It's not the internet. It's just this. Sometimes this webcam has been doing this lately.
No,
All
interesting.
right, cool. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, cool. So, what was that? Oh yeah. So we can give our AI agents access to our social media accounts,
Mhm.
and then they can post for us to Canva and also to social media. It's absolutely amazing. Now, when you think about this, you say, okay, Justin, that's amazing, right? And now what I could do, and the best way to get traffic that we found is faceless content, right?
Okay.
Faceless content. You've seen those videos where people, you see it like the Andrew Tates of the world, they use all this content. That's how they became big. And this is all they're doing, right? Let's even take this example, Mike, right? Let's say you take a guy like Andrew Tate, whether you love him or hate him, he's everywhere. Whether
Yep.
you don't like the guy, that's irrelevant. That guy is wealthy. How did he get wealthy? Well, most of his wealth comes from having a digital product, which we'll talk about next, is how you monetize on the back end. Most of Andrew Tate, people say, how did Andrew Tate get wealthy? Well, Andrew Tate, whether you hate him or not, again, he gets wealthy from, he has a membership. He has a membership that he sells for like 50 bucks a month, or $500 for the year. It's just a bunch of digital stuff selling on e-commerce, all these different products, right? All Andrew Tate does is he actually gets on video, but there's a lot of faceless content with him as well, where it's called clipping, where
Mhm.
what a lot of these marketers are doing, he says something viral, they'll take his content, maybe take his voice, put it over, a couple slides. It has a lot of thing, it gets a lot of attention, and then it drives back sales to his digital product. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're taking a concept, just summarizing, we're taking a problem that a market has. We're creating a guide that is going to answer their problem. Then we're going to take our AI agents. They're going to create all the content for us. They're going to post that content, very simple. And we can do this. We can create 5, 10 brands to do this automatically because with AI agents, there's no limit to how you can do it. And then we make sales. And then we make more money with step five, right? I think I'm on step four, step five. Step five is now we can duplicate that, right? So now we can create more accounts, and that's how you're going to get traffic and sales from it. And I
Which
love
is
it.
the
I don't have,
problem with doing things when you're one person like me, and there's only so many things that I can do myself. But when you have these AI things doing it for you, it sounds like you can go into multiple niches. Like I can only really do in the internet marketing niche because that's all the energy I have for. If I start trying to do all this in other things, I'm gonna run out of energy. I'm not gonna have time to do it. I'm not gonna be an expert in those different uh, those different fields. So it's gonna be really difficult for me. But one thing that I'm interested in is the results that you're getting. I know that you wanted to share some kind of a screen share with us because it's like it's all nice and good to talk about like this theoretically, but I know that you've actually gotten results for your clients with this, and you actually have some pretty impressive results as well.
yeah. So I always like to say, like, talk is cheap, right?
Yeah.
So this is like one of our accounts. Let me see if I can just share a portion of this. I always like to say, talk is cheap. This is results.
Yeah.
But, and just to be, let me just
It's also good to give
I
people,
see
I
if
mean,
I
people have no idea if we're talking about using this to make $5 a day or, I mean, or $5,000 a day. I mean, you talk about this on the sales page, you have the example of 500 to $5,000 a day, which I'm hoping is based upon real results of yours.
Yeah, yeah. So let's just see. So you guys are able to see this, right? So this is just one of the accounts. As you see, it's like um I gotta pull out this $10,000 that's sitting in there in a balance, right? So this right here, as you can see, now this is just to be transparent. This is not like majority of this came from this method,
Okay.
but some of this we did process some other payments in here. This is just one of
What would
our
you
Stripe.
guess if you had to if you had to guess what percentage of it is from this method?
I would say 70%.
Okay, that's fair.
70% is from the
I think
method.
that's a fair representation. Okay.
Yeah, about 70%. Because again, we are promoting a couple of our softwares that we have. That's the
Mhm.
method. So we're literally taking PDFs, we're creating around the problems. You can see this is a lot of people can't say this, right? This is one of our accounts, $1 million, 1.16. I always like to say 1.6 million, but this is like 1.16 $1 million in sales, right? Where 70% of this came from this method, which is creating problems in different markets, right? And then essentially just driving that traffic to a product on the back end. This is where the money is, right? You drive problems, drive them to a simple PDF method that you could charge. You can actually profit on the front end. You
Hmm.
charge $5 to maybe $27 when you add some bonuses to it. And then on the back end is where you can sell other products. You can sell affiliate products. The list goes on. Now, this is not even counting, Mike, the affiliate stuff that I've made money from this because I'm building up my list, right, of buyers. This is the thing that people don't talk about. You want buyers. Like just having free guides, because I know people say, well, is this free? No, we charge for our simple PDF guides, right? We charge for them. And then on the back end, we have a list of buyers that now we can monetize them. In various ways, right? We can monetize them through affiliate offers. We can monetize them through back end coaching programs. I even work out, which there's other opportunities that I work out because a lot of these products are faceless, right? Some of these
Hmm.
products are faceless. Now, I may introduce myself on the back end to create that personality and connection, but on the front end, I don't have to be the face of it, right? So this is just some of the results that we have. I got to pull this $10,000 out that's pending in a balance. But yeah, this is just some of the results that we have. And like I said, we drive them to different products. One of the things that we're going to be, that's a part of this offer as well. This is something that we've been able to charge, $50 a month for, right? This is one of our, just an example, right? This is one of our software tools called Creator Copy Pro, right? That people they take advantage of this, they'll get lifetime access to this product. But we know that there's, you have to create marketing around it. So this is like one of the products. So give you an example of how you can monetize this in real time. We have a guide on how we give away like 5 or 10 hooks. See, that's what I'm saying. Simple PDFs. We found like 100 hooks online. Here's the best hooks that's going to make your business money, right? For
Hmm.
business owners. Then after we take that and we say, enhance this a little bit. Let's actually, instead of 50 hooks, let's say it's 50 hooks we find, right? Let's enhance this and make it 100 hooks. Make it 100 headlines. Let's make it better. Let's add on some email copy to make it, enhance it, right? Make it better. And we could create some extra stuff as well through AI. We take that and then all I do is drive it. I charge 5, 10, 20, $30 on the front end. And then on the back end, I'm selling this, right? I'm selling this. I'm driving leads into my software. So we've done this for other brands like we have Maestro. We do this for other companies as well.
It's almost like you can take stuff that's already selling. You can find products that are already selling online and make your own version of them, not steal their product, but make your own version of what's actually selling for them, and then be able to tap into that. So that's pretty smart, Justin. Okay, so I know that you guys are going to be doing a special pre-launch webinar. Talk to me a little bit about when that is. You guys can join that by there's going to be a link below where you can sign up for that. When is it going to be, and why should they come and attend?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing the webinar July 3rd, 10 a.m. Eastern. They can actually join that, and we're going to go over and kind of discuss the entire PDF flipping is the methodology. Just like you think about real estate, right? It's just not all the expensive. That's why I refer to this as PDF flipping, because when you think about people know about real estate, they know, hey, let me go buy a house, and people profited from that years ago, right? If you got in that 20 years ago, you were making a lot of money, right? So you find a house, you put some money into it, then you flip it, right? But it's crazy expensive.
Yeah,
I flipped the house like last year. It was one of the, like when I say one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life, Mike, it was one of the
sounds
most,
awful.
it was awful. I was like, I'm glad that I was able to sell it and I got out, right? I said, let me get back to what I love, which is digital products. So, same concept. We find PDFs, or again, we create them from scratch because we don't want to discount that. So, I'm going to show you the full method. The webinar is July 3rd, 10 a.m. Okay. And I'm also going to go ahead and lay out the method and then share with you how you can get access to the foundational masterclass to show you how to use this method to make, I mean, the sky's the limit. 500, you can make 5,000 a day. It's totally up to you, because once you understand the scale method that I'm going to share with you on this particular webinar, it's going to help you to really kind of put it into place.
So the product that you're selling, it's a master class that they will be able to attend. You're going to be teaching everything live on the master class. So they can come to the webinar on the 3rd. They can
Mm-hmm.
purchase your 3-day master class. And when
Yes.
are you going to actually start the master class after they
The
purchase?
masterclass will start on July 14th.
July
So what we're
14th.
doing
Okay.
is, yeah, July 14th. So it'll start July 14th, 11 a.m. So we're gonna open everything up July 3rd, and we got some amazing bonuses for people who attend the webinar, right? So you get access to the class, but also we don't just want this to be like another information product, something that that you buy, right? So we want to also include as some of the bonuses, right? It's okay if I talk about some of the like
Go
funnel
for it.
and
Yeah.
everything. Okay, so we're making this absolutely ridiculous for anyone to get started, right? So it's $19 on the front end, and basically what that comes with is you're going to get access
Really
to the 3 day.
inexpensive, by the way. Like a lot of the times I hear these things and it's like at least $97 or something. I mean, this is really cheap.
Yeah, really, really cheap. And again, all you need is one PDF. I always tell people this: you need one PDF that could change your financial outlook at life, right? All you need is one. So we teach you the whole concept in a 3-day masterclass, but also some amazing bonuses. We're going to give you 2 PLR, high quality, no terrible, it's not a terrible product that's thrown together. This is actually 2 products. One is on digital wealth. So you get to go ahead, just slap your face right on there, or it could be faceless, completely up to you. But my team has created this, and you actually get access to 2 products to get you started right away. We're also going to include a lot of different bonuses. Like, for example, I just showed you Creative Copy Pro, because you got to create your marketing, right? You got to create your emails, you got to create everything for your PDF empire, where instead of charging you $49 a month, we're actually going to include lifetime access to Creator Copy Pro, where you get access to 10 templates, and you can actually create your social media copy, your sales page for the actual PDF. All of that can be done with Creator Copy Pro. Creator Copy Pro has made me a lot of money, not just from the software itself, but from the actual copy that is in there. So it's not just even hypey stuff. All you got to do is put in, here's what my PDF is about, and it's going to spit out all of your copy for you. In addition, there's other bonuses that we have on there, like you get 24-hour replay access to the 3 days. If you can attend the 3
Mhm.
days, you do 24-hour access, so you can go back and review. It's going to be about an hour a day, so it's not going to be a 20-hour masterclass, overwhelming. It'll be an hour a day. I'll teach the concept on the masterclass, and then you can bring a partner, you can bring a spouse. That's another added bonus as well. Okay, so there also is a funnel you can do some upgrades.
So we're back. So we switched over to another recording camera thing here. But Justin, so we were talking about the upgrades. So walk us through those. What kind of upgrades should people expect after they purchase?
Yeah, so some of the upgrades that we did was on the second upgrade, you get a chance. We call it the VIP Accelerator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously like a faster way to go about doing this, where we talk about all the different ways of scaling, right? Where we go deeper on the AI agents, and also you being able to ask questions. So a lot of times, which you'll be able to ask some questions and type in the chat. But I feel like a lot of people don't really understand how valuable coaching is. Like saying somebody who's actually do it, right? Who actually has the results. That's why I wanted to share my results, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we decided to do is say, hey, listen, why don't you accelerate this and be able to get there faster instead of going through all the headaches and figuring out the method like we did? We're going to offer you the VIP accelerator for only 49 bucks, right? Absolutely a steal. Being able to ask questions, you're going to get a special workbook that's going to lay out how to find the right markets, how to actually go after the best markets out there. And it's a really, really amazing upgrade if you want to accelerate and kind of cut the time in half that is going to take you to profit from PDF flipping. Then you want to grab the first upgrade. And then the second upgrade that we have, um, that you're going to be able to get access to, is a special training that has a lot of bonuses that can really, really help you take it to the next level. Because once you figure out, like I said, the 5-step method to profiting from PDF flipping, now it's time to scale, right? So we call this the scale accelerator. So the scale accelerator is going to come with a few bonuses. Not only are you going to get, instead of 24-hour access, you're now going to be able to get lifetime access, okay, to all of the recordings. So at any time, you can go back. Instead of the 24 hours, now you're going to be able to go back and watch the amazing masterclass over the next 3 days. In addition, I'm going to be including a training called the scale method, which is going to show you, like I talked about, instead of just having one AI agent do this for one social media account, how do you have 5 to 10 accounts? How are you posting all the time? So we're going to talk about the scale method, which you'll get access to. And then also, just like what I'm doing here, how do you even take this up a notch and have other people? Once you kind of get some sales rolling in, well, I'm going to actually give you a bonus called the joint venture playbook, where you get access to other joint venture partners who can also be able to promote this for you. And I don't know if you've ever heard of TikTok. Have you ever heard of this platform called TikTok, right? I'm sure you've heard of it. TikTok has something called TikTok shops, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are, when I say hundreds of thousands of affiliates, when we think about affiliates, we think about like, oh, just the person who has an email list. No, the joint venture industry has completely changed. Now, somebody for say $20, $30, something very, very reasonable, will take your product. There's actually, and let me give this as an example too, Mike. This is actually something I just thought about. This is in the, I saw this is in the spiritual niche. There's a product in the spiritual niche. It's a faceless product. It's a it's a spiritual journal. It's how to face. It's called the shadow. It's called doing shadow work. It's in the spiritual niche. This product, I saw this product all over TikTok, and I'm thinking like, I see all these people like with journals in their hands, and I just downloaded this and all these videos, right? So there was a case study done, because you can actually see in TikTok. TikTok has something called a TikTok shop, and you can see how many sales. This product, no lie, is doing $1 million a month. A digital
Silly.
spiritual guy. And guess who's the main driver of that? People on TikTok. Okay. And I think it's like, I was looking at the stats, and it says something like 80% profit, which means that 20% went to the affiliates. And all they're doing is, I mean, the joint venture partners. So they're going on TikTok, they're making a simple video, and they're like, hey, look at this shadow guide. It helps me grow. Da-da-da-da. And this person has created this PDF guide or this journal one time, and they're getting paid over
And
and
essentially,
over and
it's
over
free
again.
traffic. I mean, it's a PDF that people are selling, right? So it's not like you have to physically print anything. So there's no
Yeah, no,
cost. It's all
yeah, there's
profit.
no cost. Yeah, it's all profit. Now they optionally sell the physical version, which you could do down the road, but you don't have to,
Yeah.
right? I don't sell any physical version because
Okay.
that's just an extra cost. So we show you with the third upgrade how you can actually get that, and I give you a guide on showing you how to find the best affiliates, how to find the best people to do this, and how to actually scale this. So the list goes on. So we give you that because we want you to be successful from this, and that's what we're going to cover throughout this entire product. It's going to be game changing.
It sounds like an easy method. It sounds like something that anyone can do. It does sound like something you have to learn the tools to do it. So, as far as if someone wanted to go out and do it on their own, I guess you could, but it's going to take a long time to figure out exactly how to do all this, how to put it all together, how to research the niches, how to drive the traffic, how to create the AI agents and everything for you. I mean, that sounds like the little secret sauce to this. So, anyone who wants to learn how to do this, you can go ahead and sign up for that link below, and you can join Justin at 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, July 3rd. And then you can sign up, get your ticket, start. And one thing I like is that you've got some stuff in there that they can start playing around with while they're waiting for the live training to start. So they can start playing around with the software. You've got the bonuses that are it's all in there waiting for them, right? Like do they have to wait for that stuff, or can they start playing around with that
Nope.
stuff? Okay, so they can start playing
They
around with that while they're waiting for the program to begin. Justin, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We've had a little bit of craziness today. You might have noticed we had some cuts where my daughters were interrupting us a little bit, so I appreciate your patience with that. Anything that you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
No, man. I mean, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for promoting this, and also good to see you. I know it's been some years, but anybody watching this, you know, I tell people this all the time, like, and I had to realize this years ago, Mike. Like, you deserve to live your dream, right? And one of the best ways, in my most humble opinion, is digital is the way, right? And so this is a method that will work. I know there's a lot of different methods. You own the product. Here's the key, though, that we didn't mention in the interview. You own the product, which means that you can get paid over. This is not just a method. Like, you make some money, then the method changes. This has been around for over 15 years or more. And so go ahead, click the link, sign up. Mike, thanks so much for having me on. We'll see you guys inside of PDF Flipping.